Welcome aboard the National Geographic Quest. This week we're going to be exploring the North Pacific side of Costa Rica, the region of Guanacaste.
Welcome aboard the National Geographic Quest. I'm Captain Tim Lyon. Feel very lucky to be aboard this wonderful vessel. She was purpose-built for getting close in and being able to go to these extremely exotic, special places that we get to go to.
The Guanacaste trip is what we call a true expedition. There's many places that we're going to visit that the Quest have never been. We're going to truly pristine locations where we're going to be discovering mangrove forest, pristine, beautiful beaches. We're going to do hikes through the tropical deciduous forest. We're going to do kayaking, we're going to snorkel. So we have a great week ahead of us discovering a section of Costa Rica that is practically unknown. On behalf of officers, crew, and staff, we would like to welcome you on board the National Geographic Quest for an incredible week in the North Pacific of Costa Rica.
Our crew, our staff are all fantastic people, and we're very, very lucky to have you aboard. Pura Vida.
Hello everyone, we are at the inaugural trip of the National Geographic Quest to this pristine ecosystem at Santa Elena Bay. Santa Elena Bay is located in a UNESCO World Heritage Site established in December 1999, and we're trying to protect one of the most unique tropical deciduous or tropical dry forests in the world. Costa Rica is protecting a large percentage of tropical deciduous forests in the area of Central America, and this is definitely one of the most ultimate experiences we're going to get, since we have a special arrangement to drop anchor here in Santa Elena Bay and discover this peninsula, discover the tropical dry forest, and a unique location at Mata Palito Beach. The Bromelia family is very unique. It's only found in the New World tropics. In Costa Rica, we have a little bit over 200 species, and one of the unique ones in the tropical deciduous forest or tropical dry forest is the Bromelia penguin. This is a ground bromelia, pretty much like how pineapples grow, is related to this family. However, they managed to survive almost 5-6 months with no rain, which normally you find bromelias needing more water than that. But this specific species, it has great evolution to deal with the drought that happens here from the months of November through April.
First day of the trip, we're in Guanacaste, northwest of Costa Rica, tropical dry forest. Just at the very end of the walk today, we found a very nice troop of howler monkeys. So we had a really great opportunity to look at the howler monkeys jumping from tree to tree.
Yeah, well, we heard them first, but it was the howler monkeys. Thought it was dogs, or reminded us actually coyotes back home. It's just kind of eerie, and finally we saw some in person up in the trees, and it seemed like a couple came along, and then a few more followed, and then somebody noticed a baby along with the mom, and then it just kind of went off from there. More and more showed up, a couple young ones. It was crazy, it was super cool. Pretty good views out of the scopes, and just, yeah, it was amazing. This right here just capped the day. I mean, the Zodiac rides are cool, and jump off at shore and hike up this path, and a few birds, you know, good birds, but I mean, the howler monkeys, I mean, just made it.
Yeah, we do have 4 species of monkeys in Costa Rica. We have the Central American spider monkeys. We have the mantled howler monkeys, the ones that we saw today. We have the white-faced capuchin monkeys, and we have the red-backed squirrel monkeys. So we're headed back to the ship, but it was very successful first day. Just right at the end of the walk, we found this very nice troop of howler monkeys that were very visible, very active, very vocal. So it was a perfect way of finishing the first day in Guanacaste.
This is the second day in our trip, and we woke up and the whales were right over there. These humpback whales actually comes to Costa Rica during the winter up in the north. They come to here to give birth. The calf actually cannot stand the cold waters up in the north in the winter. So this one is actually an adaptation. We do have in Costa Rica humpback whales from the north during January till April, and also we do have those from the south that comes here from July to October. So here we are in Junquillal. This one is a wildlife refuge. It's just part of the conservation area of Guanacaste. That happens to be one of the most important dry forests, not only in Costa Rica, but in the region.
So the iguanas that are fairly common in this area are related with the green iguanas, though they're more like lizards. They're called black iguanas or spiny-tailed iguanas. Differently from the green iguanas that eat strictly vegetation and nothing else, the black iguanas that we see in this area that like the tropical dry forest, they can eat anything. So they'll be eating leaves, fruit, or dead animals, or pretty much anything they can find. They love to live in the burrows on the ground or in the trees or man-made structures. They're pretty abundant where people are because they particularly love the human-made structures. And we got to see them roaming around with us, and they were not really afraid, which is really nice. So the afternoon has been a nice exploration through kayaks and through zodiacs through the mangrove forest. It's a really important ecosystem, very well protected in Costa Rica, totally prohibited to cut down mangrove forest. It builds up the coastline, it protects the coastline. It's a great place to look for birds, and we were not disappointed at all because we did find a lot of birds inside of the mangrove forest, aside from learning about this very important ecosystem. So it was an extremely peaceful ride. At this time of the year, the winds are pretty strong in the province of Guanacaste, so once we are outside of the protected areas, it's choppy, it's windy, there's waves, but inside of the mangrove it's really flat and calm. So it was a nice experience. It was very relaxing going through the smooth waters. And also because of the tannins on the leaves, the water has a darker coloration, so it makes it really nice. Very mirror-like, very relaxing, very smoothing, really nice experience going through the mangrove forest.
Hey, good morning everyone. We found ourselves in a beautiful location called Punta Zapotal. We are located between Bromel Islets and Playa Zapotal, which is a very unique location in the northern part of Catalina Islands, which is a very unique area with these pristine rocky formations with nesting areas for brown boobies, brown pelicans, frigate birds. We decided to go on a walk on this access path road that will take us to some secondary growth, but also patches of evergreen forest that gave us the opportunity to see mantle howler monkeys, capuchin monkeys, mudmots, trogons, and a lot of different wildlife in this section of Zapotal Point. So the white-faced or white-throated capuchins are really interesting monkeys to see in the wild, especially because they are highly omnivorous. They just move throughout the branches looking for insects, looking for lizards, small mammals in general, but also fruit. And they are especially active right now because they are in constant search of food supply because of the drought condition. The drought condition makes them to be more active, more intense, looking for a food supply. So we were lucky to encounter a riverbed that is dry, but still trees have managed to have enough vegetation to sustain this small troop of white-throated or white-faced capuchin monkeys. We have a family of birds worldwide, but especially in tropical areas that are called the trogon family. One of the most iconic and representative of this family is the resplendent quetzal, which is the sacred Mayan bird and national bird of Guatemala. But here in the dry forest, we have the southernmost range for one rare bird that is called the elegant trogon, which is one of the most unique trogons to see, along with the black-headed trogon we saw on the walk in this location of the northwestern part of Costa Rica.
Well, we keep exploring this amazing coastline of Guanacaste area. And we just start walking up the trail. We spot monkeys, but really at the end, we got this very odd shaped bird up in the distance. Put binoculars on, incredible. It's a crested guan. Crested guans are not impressive just the animal itself. It's on the wild turkey family. They're very sloppy by flank. But it's really impressive when they open their chest and they have this very nice red color among their rufous body up in a tree. So it was a very odd sighting for a forest that was actually fairly dry.
I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. Usually when I go on vacations, like I miss my dog and my friends, but like with National Geographic, their cruises, like they always make it like unforgettable. It's just a really great experience, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it. So glad to like do this at 16 and be able to experience this at a young age.
Today we're waking up at Kuru Wildlife Refuge. This is a magnificent place to end up our trip with a large amount of wildlife. It's a category of management in Costa Rica that allows communities to be developed within the protected area. What do they have to do? They have to follow the rules of conservation, and they can still live in the premises. The white-nosed coatis are an amazing species, which is, by the way, the mascot of the conservation system of Costa Rica. Their behavior is pretty interesting. When you see a white-nosed coati by himself, it tends to be a male. When you see troops, it tends to be females and the juveniles or offsprings. The white-nosed coati can be a little bit aggressive. Occasionally you find one that is all beat up and bleeding a little bit. They do get into big fights in order to get into a troop where they can find their female. So we have been exploring some of the oldest territories of Costa Rica, and we're ending with the Gulf of Nicoya, which is an amazing territory geomorphologically speaking. Why is it amazing? Well, it's a very shallow gulf, which is the result of a tectonic depression, and it keeps being filled by sediments that are taken by the watershed of the Tempisque River and its tributaries.
After an incredible week discovering these beautiful, pristine locations in Guanacaste, the North Pacific of Costa Rica, I would like to thank you for coming along with us and joining our trip. We truly expect for you to come back and do another one of our trips where we're going to take you through a true expedition. We really hope to see you again in another one of our voyages. It doesn't matter where we go in the world, we're going to show you a great time.